So, what are some of the things that you can expect in the coming changes that you'll be going through as a Star Marine? Well, some of the changes can be described like your device. You are becoming a universal device. You are becoming a certain kind of technology. Now, how this will manifest on Earth, because remember, Star Marines, we operate from the dark side of the moon. That's where our base is. And if you study your tarot cards, the moon represents the unseeable land, the invisible world, the spirit realm. So you'll become a device in the spirit with the spirit realm. But on Earth it'll manifest as technology and biology coming together. Biotech. So there are many Star Marines involved in biotech, and I'm your Crown Marine, welcome. So we are going to be putting machines into our bodies, and we are going to become hybrids, a balance between light and the dark, which is the human body, because the human body is 90% water. Water is the original darkness from which life sprung. In the beginning there was darkness, and the Spirit hovered above the waters, and God said, "Let there be light." So if humans are 90% water, they are darkness. But when we introduce technology into them, they will become light, because they will realize that they have the power to create things to sustain life. So they no longer need to create things to destroy life, like guns and bombs. When they realize that we can replace their legs, that we can monitor their blood pressure with little nanotechnologies, that we can repair their hearts and cell tissues with technology, when they realize that, they'll stop bombing everyone, because life is free for all. And that's why we create the things we create. So for my 50 million Star Marines, push yourselves in biotechnology. Create those psychological technologies, those meditation, frequency, subliminal technologies. Don't worry if people say it's not going to work. It is going to work and yield much to you. So, as Star Marines, as we become devices, tapping into love from the spirit realm, the fifth dimensional spirit realm, you will start to act like your device. Now, your device has the ability to see over great distances, remote viewing. You can go to a search engine and tap into cameras all over the world and see what's going on. Now, as these changes come in the coming weeks with you, Star Marines, your body will be the same. You will start to see things and people all over the world, even though you're sitting in your room, or even while you're driving, or even while you're walking down the street. You will just see, you will tap in to everyone's camera, because you have access to certain people's eyeballs all over the world. through prearranged agreements, you can tap into people anywhere. Remote viewing, just like your device. You will also start to have impulses to be led to go to different places. You might be used to traveling a certain way, and then suddenly something will tell you to go another way. And while you are on that journey, you find something that you've been thinking about. You are going to become like a GPS or like a map app. You'll be able to locate anything, anywhere, psychically. But first, it's just going to come as an impulse. And over the next 12 years, all of these gifts I'm going to tell you are going on these abilities. The 12 years is a time for you to hone them so that by the time the 13th year comes, you are ready for the battle. And you are going to need those who can see all over the world and those who can locate things all over the world, biologically, psychically. You're also going to have the most wonderful Imagineers, the most wonderful magicians. Except these magicians are not going to be like those in the past century or of old. These are going to be like magicians of prehistoric times. They'll be able to build pyramids and leave people in the future wondering how was it done. They'll be able to turn a staff into a serpent. They'll be able to change forms right in front of you, to manipulate physical structures, just like you do on your device. You Photoshop yourselves, you edit people out of pictures, you make things disappear and appear, make certain things bigger and certain things smaller. And if they're smaller, then you make them bigger. You will be able to do that. Now, of course, it wouldn't be against the laws of physics. You would have to be doing it using the laws of physics. For example, plastic surgery. That's Photoshop in reality. But imagine the capabilities of it. Now, the marine spirits, the demons, want you to do it to make yourself look pretty. But imagine if you could replace someone's face or someone's nose and give them a new life. Imagine if you could give someone a sense of being, an identity in the world, heal them through plastic surgery. And that's just one aspect of it. You are going to become like your device in that you are going to need a lot of memory space and a lot of random access memory. And the only way to do that is through meditation. Because in the coming months, you will go through the initiation where you have to delete the past timeline. We have to speak it out as it is and then delete it. so that you have more space to take on these upgrades. Everything you can do, you can do. It's not just in your imagination anymore. Some of you have even become polyglots without realizing you are tapping into the technology. You are able to understand languages easily. It's almost like you're a translation app on a device. Now, all of these abilities will come in handy, and it's important for each of you to hone that particular skill. Instead of fighting for your right to hone that skill while stamping on someone else's right to learn their skill. Just focus on your skill. Stay in your lane, Star Marine. Be the best at what you can do, because in the end, the best of each will come together to make one body, which will collapse the marine demonic spirits eventually. So support each other. Some of you are telepathic. It's almost like you have Bluetooth. You can walk around and see who's who. You see their name, their Bluetooth name, everything, just like a device. You just know it. Telepathy. Use that skill, because it's going to come in handy several times, and your initiation into that skill is going to be painful, into all of these skills, which is why you need to clear the cache memory of your soul, because the now that you see, that you call reality, the things that are just happening on TV all around you, that's the past. Because that's only what's printing now, which means it was thought of vibrationally before. It's only printing now. So you can't change it. What you can do is control what you are going to print by focusing your attention and using your gift to focus into the fifth dimension. Some of you are psychic. You can predict future events, kind of like a spreadsheet. You just put in certain formulas and you don't have to keep doing the whole thing again, because you know that because of these equations, all the numbers will match. The end number, the future number at the bottom changes when you change something at the top. It's all technology. Predictive texting. The computer already knows what you're going to text, again, because it's learned your equations. It's learned your style, how patterns work. That's all psychics do. They recognize patterns. Semiotics, a deeper language, that's all. It's technology. It's not some in Casper the Friendly Ghost or something. It's just that psychic people's brains process patterns quickly. Just like your device. So during the next coming months, you will feel all of these effects. And it does change your body. That's why it's important to stay hydrated. And hopefully not with tap water, because they've poisoned that. That's been poisoned. Sorry. But even if you do have to drink tap water, remember the technology we use transcends those effects. But then you're going to have to really hold your vibration and focus and probably cut meat. But either way, the technology is coming into you. As a Crown Marine, I have to just talk you through it, and there's an easy way and a hard way, but it's still a way. And you still get there. So if you don't have these fancy machines that people are talking about and these fancy health supplements, it's okay. Just keep your vibration. And you will eventually have access to those things. But don't think that just because you don't have access to them now, that you never will, because you will. You see, you have already transcended. Now it's just catching you up to it and making sure it is painless as possible. Because you've been through enough pain, now it's time to just sail through and do the work, the training. Some of you might get buzzing in your head and headaches. Just like when your device battery overheats. So when you start to get the headaches, that's resistance coming up. It's you resisting the process, because it all comes in through here and immediately goes into the heart. And when you get a headache, you are resisting that travel of energy. You've been good at taking the energy from the heart right up and pushing it through to the universe. That's how you called us, through your pain, but still your belief in love. You sent for us, and then we come down through the head to that heart feeling. That's why it's important as well during this time that you learn which language. That'll ease the pain in your brain. Because if you listen with literal ears and understanding, you will not see. You will walk into the kalipoth. The kalipoth is the husk. It's almost if you have two coconuts. One of them is hollow. How do you know? You tap it to hear the sound. And that's the same with us. Because some of you who want to avoid the pain will fool yourselves and take the empty coconut. And when life taps you, you'll ring out a hollow sound, which is no good for no one, not even yourself. But if You do the work. You become that fully fleshed coconut, full of sweet water and a strong, thick, protective flesh with the husk, depth. And when life comes and knocks on you, you won't even flinch. No. It'll knock you, you'll knock back. While the hollow coconut wails and cries in torment. So when you learn which language, it'll help you bypass through the clip-off. Because there are many people who will tell you many things and say that they know the way. But when you knock them, what sound do they make? You're becoming a device. A device needs to be upgraded once in a while. It needs an antivirus. It needs to be used in such a way that it performs its function at the optimal level. You are that device. Now again, the klipoth or the trap or the husk is the vanity trap, working out just to look cute, makes you a hollow coconut. But working out to look cute so that you can hypnotize the public into our alien agenda, that's the work. That's using the powers. Use your Venus marine powers to hypnotize, just like your device. You have different shapes, different styles, all of these things draw you in. You as well. Use your pretty face to draw them in. And then give them the alien magic. By mesmerizing them. Making them go, oh. The demons are doing it to hurt them and kill them and make them feel bad about themselves. Why not use it to make them feel good about themselves? You are star marines. It's about you, but it's not about you. It's about being an individual for the collective. Whereas the marine demons want the entire collective to be one individual. They took one person and that person dictates what everyone does. Whereas we are here to say, you as an individual do what you want to do, all together at the same time. Because there is enough for everyone to go around. That's how 2 fish and 5 loaves can feed the multitudes. That's the secret meaning of that story, that there is enough, even when there's not, when it seems like there's not. You are becoming a device. So take your own advice and stop looking to others for validation. Feel it inside. As a crown marine, I'm just here to guide you in that process, not to tell you how to get through the process, because that's a secret you'll have to learn on your own. Because once you see the secret yourself, no one can take that away from you or change it. You're that full coconut. Anyone who says they are going to tell you a secret is about to lie to you. Because if you hear someone else's secret, it can do nothing for you. And even if it might be a true secret, it's still a lie because it doesn't apply to you. So it has no value to you. You have to find your own secret. And only that will be your connection to your knowingness that this technology is real. Because your powers come from your emotions. And because your emotions have been blocked in the past, you haven't been able to connect your device to the Wi-Fi, to love, which connects everything. So as you defragment your system, as you shift, delete all the files that have been taking up your random access memory, as you clear and get clear, you'll be able to unlock that passcode and tap into the universal Wi-Fi, which brings you everything you could ever want or desire. We wrote it for you in Psalm 23. Meditate on that psalm and you will find the code. Because you are becoming like your device. And essentially, what is a device but a translator of code? And that's who we are. We are translators of the universal code. We know by seeing and seeing the code. So don't be afraid of good and evil and all of that scary stuff you've seen on TV. That's coming to a close. Now you see it for what it is. It's just code. And us star marines, us witches, fairies, magicians, with the K, we can manipulate and flow with the code. Because we draw our knowing from the secret given to us from Source, which is essentially the source code. Vigeli 3. Before we go, we have one more message that's just come in. some of you have inventions. Some of you have created new forms of language. These should be used to activate the sequence in the 13th year. That's the protection for the earth. Vigili 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebooting system. Version 3.5.7. Updates installed. There is a new codified language that is coming. You are the device, but unlike a device, you are more than that. And this new code of language that is coming will be your tool into understanding the new upgrades that are being installed right now on this earth. It's a system of communication that uses symbols and signs, and it's interpreted by the soul, inside the soul. Because with Star Marines, there are three of us. There's the part of us that is the marine spirit, the water side. Then there is the part of us that is the star, which came from pure positive energy. And then there's a side of us which is humanistic in form. You can think of them as the soul, which is the body, the mind, which is the emotions, and the spirit, which is that good. So when these three bodies of a Star Marine are in alignment, then the upgrades will be complete. The mind exists in the astral. The spirit exists in the stars. And the body exists of the earth and the water elements. So with this new upgrade, all three will be in alignment. And for the humans, they just need to align their hearts and minds, and the spirit will come. But for us Star Marines, it's all three which must be aligned. So if you sell your soul to the devil, meaning you sign a contract to work physically somewhere you don't want to, you are polluting. and inviting malware into your device. And spyware. So make sure that all three are in alignment. Your thoughts in your mind should match the way you feel. And how do you know what you feel? Spirit tells you. When you feel bad, that spirit telling you you are under the influence of demons. And so use the mind to change that feeling by thinking of something to make you feel better. Fake it till you make it. That's how you're going to vanquish the demons. Because they will try and put frequencies in you which do not belong to you. How? Through sound and sight. Which is why your eye must turn in from here to here, so that you are shielded from those frequencies while seeing where they are coming from, so you can stop them. Vigeli 3.5.7, releasing control back to QT Qiniso Twala.